Most of us at some time in our life have experienced a bully mistreating another person in an attempt to control or manipulate the individual. I've had a couple times myself where people have bullied me, where they've come up and wanted to pick a fight for no reason, and it's sad that today I even see a lot of video clips where people are even going out and maybe a gang of 4 or 5 people or several people, and they're videotaping victims as they bully them in different environments. Well, today let's look at some common bully techniques that may endanger your dealership. Now, we can all look to these video clips and say, we don't like anything to do with a bully. But let's look at the advisor. I've heard countless examples from technicians and parts personnel. The advisor has it in for me. They give me nothing but the garbage work. All the good work goes to other people. Now, they could believe that they get disliked and assigned work that they need to make a good living. So obviously it's detriment. And the parts people are going, hey, look, I've got all of these parts and inventory back here that we special ordered. You said we need these right now. So I go ahead and order them. And they're sitting back there, and an argument ensues. And the advisor wants to be the bully, and I'm the position of authority, and I'm the big-time advisor, and I don't have time for this. You just go back in your little parts room and count parts or do whatever you do back there. I'm the only one that works, and my numbers are so great, there's nothing ever going to happen to me. No one can replace me. I am Superman. You see how destructive that is? Let's look at the technician. I've seen many examples of technicians being the bully, coming to an advisor and beating them up for more hours on a particular job. I need 2.5 on this job because this and that, and you're only paid me X number of hours on this RO, and I need more, and I need this, and I need that. And the advisor, the reason they do this is because they believe that if they intimidate the advisor and they can manipulate that, then every time that advisor looks at a repair order, hey, I'm going to pay that's bill, and I'm going to pay him an extra hour because, man, he's going to argue and moan and groan and come up here and yell, and I don't need that today. So that makes the path of least resistance for the advisor to please the technician, in this case the technician bully, and pay him more with total disregard to the customer, total disregard for the ownership, the integrity of the dealership. Only motive is to manipulate the people involved in getting them more hours. Do you see how destructive that could be? Most shops understand the flat rate system requires the use of a manual, such as Motor's Guide, to provide them accurate times for technicians to get paid. That's called flat rate. Now, I understand everyone does. Occasionally, the manual needs some add time for busting a bolt off or rusted areas that require extra effort or complications derived from the estimate. But typically, if you allow this technician to be a bully and intimidate and manipulate the advisors, do you see how destructive that could be? how it would affect long-term customer satisfaction, long-term customer care, customer retention. But yet, there are many of those types of bullies out there. And the very worst position to have a bully is the manager. That's the worst bully in the bunch. See, many managers believe their job description requires them to be a bully. I remember one time I applied for a job many years ago, and this job was a management position, and it was multiple locations. And the guy making the decision said, "I have one concern about you. You're down to, we're going to have two choices, you and another guy's between. I don't think you're mean enough." And this individual believed that in a situation of leadership, the best way to be productive is to be the bully. He didn't understand motivation and encouragement would get the best out of the team on purpose. That intimidation and manipulation of the staff, being the bully, was a requirement. Well, I made the decision easy for him and said, "I'm not that individual for you." You see, in any environment we look at, there are negatives. When the manager is a bully, the team members be walking around on eggshells, wondering what mood the manager is in today, instead of how can I take care of my customer the best. The truth is, we have no room for bullies in the dealership at any level or position. Makes the quality of life poor for the entire team and reduces performance on a consistent basis. Just as I would hope our school system would not allow bullies, today's dealerships should take the same position. There is no room for the dealership bully. And in these few examples that we've talked about today, it is evident. It is evident some of these people might come into your mind during this conversation on today's call. The worst thing you can do is allow it to continue. If you have a technician that's a bully, if you have an advisor that's a bully, or worse yet, a manager, to let this go on without addressing the issue is a failure on everybody's part. Not addressing this type of an issue in your environment is no better than allowing it on a school bus, because it's not easy. Bring it up to an individual. The easy thing's to avoid it. It's also the most destructive. You want to take initiatives. You want to address these bullies on every level. You got a technician that's a bully, really it comes down to a failure in the communication with leadership and the individual involved. Address your bullies. Eliminate them by doing one of two things: getting them out of that environment, or coaching them through the issue. Don't tolerate this type of behavior in your dealership. It's amazing how destructive just letting it go can be. Day in, day out, people leaving the team. I can't take it here anymore. I'm walking around and all it is stress. You can cut this tension with a knife. I guarantee you one thing, the destructive part of allowing a bully mostly involves you. If you're being in a situation, being put in a situation on a daily basis, have an open, frank conversation with your immediate supervisor. Express the destruction of allowing that type of behavior over a long period of time to go unaddressed. Reach out. Let's make it a no bully world, especially in our work environments, especially in our schools. And our quality of life, promise you, improves. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you next week.
I want to talk to you today about something that's really critical in our operations. That's the multi-point inspection. Many times people think that you're just doing multi-point inspections to add profit to your business. The reality is it adds safety for your customers. One of our clients down in Florida recently found out that a poorly made multi-point inspection creates attorney problems. That's right, he had a customer come through service, the multi-point inspection wasn't best, didn't have some measurements on it, and now teams of attorneys are going over their multi-point inspections. Everyone knows that our company and literally all other consulting firms and manufacturers that I'm aware of want the multi-point inspection done every time, every car. I want to take a different point on that though today. It's not about money. Let's make it about customer safety. Let's keep your customers aware of what's going on with their car and safe. And if you want to add additional protection on there for the dealership, that does it too. So multi-point inspections, yeah, it'll bring in a lot more revenue. You'll recommend a lot more labor, and it will get sold. We'll keep our customers safe and protect your dealership. There is no downside here. Do the multi-point inspections. Demand it every time, every car. Thanks for your time today.